Hello, Fast Signs franchisees! Catherine here. Today's talk is about discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. As you guys know, I subscribe to every positive quote of the day that I can find, and just yesterday morning, the quote that I received was from Jim Rohn, and it goes like this: "The smallest of disciplines practiced every day start an incredible process that can change our lives forever." And that's how I started running. About 20 years ago, I'd gained a little weight, gotten out of shape, started walking, and then I decided I wanted to run. And my running started with, I would go for a walk and I would be able to run for 1 minute before I was worn out. That was that smallest of disciplines. And then 1 minute became 2, 2 minutes became 3, and then I was running 5 miles. But it started in that smallest of disciplines. And that quote from Jim Rohn got me thinking about self-discipline. Went to the dictionary and looked up the definition of self-discipline, and it is the correction or regulation of oneself for the sake of improvement. I think we all want to improve our lives. Self-discipline is one of the keys to living to our full potential. If we can be disciplined with our daily actions, we can achieve anything we set our mind to. Self-discipline is doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, even when we don't feel like doing it at all. Lou Holtz said, "Without self-discipline, success is impossible, period." Self-discipline is the magic power that makes you or me, any of us, virtually unstoppable. Maxwell Maltz said, "The ability to discipline yourself to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success." Because the reality is that the pain of self-discipline will never be as great as the pain of regret. A great way to develop self-discipline is to make a habit of doing the things you should be doing when you feel the laziest. Every time you feel really lazy, do the opposite of what you feel like doing. Plato said the first and best victory is to conquer self, because self-discipline creates a brighter tomorrow. So think about it. If you're a young person, you want to buy a house, that self-discipline of saving a little bit of money every day, rather than going with your friends to Vegas and blowing it on an expensive weekend, that little bit of self-discipline will help you build that nest egg to put down on your first house. Self-discipline really is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Self-discipline is that mental state of commitment which gets you performing an activity regardless of whether you feel like doing it at all. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. And what we'd really like to do is achieve our dreams and achieve what we want most, and that's the discipline by not doing what we'd prefer to do now. One of the great franchising greats, Jimmy John, the founder of Jimmy John's restaurants, the sandwich franchise, said, "If you do the things you need to do when you need to do them, then someday you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them." Spoken by a guy who understands self-discipline. Jimmy John started with one restaurant and built it up to thousands, and sold the business to Rourke Private Equity for $1 billion. Here's a guy who knows what he's talking about. Author and filmmaker Zero Dean, and that really is his name, Google it, Zero, Z-E-R-O, Dean, D-E-A-N, said, "Self-discipline is a key to many doors, not least of which is the one that leads to a better, stronger, and healthier version of yourself." It is always easy to make excuses for the lack of self-discipline, but excuses don't get you anywhere. Napoleon Hill said, "Self-discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts. If you don't control what you think, you can't control what you do. Simply, self-discipline enables you to think first and act afterwards." Dwayne Johnson said, "All successes begin with self-discipline. It starts with you." And Mahatma Gandhi said, "The future depends on what we do in the present." Teddy Roosevelt said, "With self-discipline, most anything is possible." So self-discipline equates to self-control or self-mastery, your ability to control yourself and your actions Control what you say, control what you do, and ensure that your behaviors are consistent with your long-term goals and objectives is the mark of a truly successful person. So let's each develop some more self-discipline. Let's each do what needs to be done, even when we don't want to do it, because our level of success is determined by our level of self-discipline and our level of perseverance. Because discipline really is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Thank you.